Okay, so we said slope, we think of a line that's kind of going diagonally. We heard, someone said delta y over delta x. We heard steepness. A slope is a measure of steepness. What else did your teacher say a lot last year when you heard slope? Something that starts with an R over something that starts with an R? Yes. Rise over run. These are all things that should come to your brain, called prior knowledge that you've already learned, that deals with slope. All right. So here are some things. There we go. Here are some ways to describe the slope. Show me with your arm what vertical looks like. Vertical. Show me. Okay, vertical, up and down. Vertical change over, show me horizontal. Think of the horizon. Horizon goes like this. Horizon, horizontal. Good. So vertical change over horizontal change, rise over run. And how does this relate to what Helen said? Good. What does delta mean? Change. So it's the change in y over the change in x. Change means to subtract. So you take your y's and you subtract them. That's your numerator. You take your x's, you subtract them, and that's your denominator. Okay. Here are the 4 types of slopes. That's what I was trying to do. So I want you to drag the word to the correct picture. Who wants to try? For a piece of candy. Oh, you're going to do this? Oh, you're going to like, do one or something. I'm so proud of you. Good. Oh, wait, all of them. Do all 4.
Oh, for real?
For real.
You're right.
It's going to take too long to get 4 of you. Thank you. Grab a piece of candy right there. I'm only going to change 2 of them. And let me tell you the trick and the reason that we're going to change 2 of these. I don't know if your algebra teacher taught you this. They probably did, and I'll remind you of it. People get undefined and 0 mixed up. They get undefined and 0 mixed up all the time, and it's important that we don't get it mixed up. The 0 slope, you see the slope? I could turn it into the letter Z for 0. My daughter's in kindergarten, and she has 0 the hero come visit them all the time. I don't really know why, but she talks about 0 the hero and how cool he is. Anyways, 0, Z for 0, and I could take this vertical line, and I could turn it into a U. U for undefined. I can't make a U out of this one. It would be a really weird looking U. And I can't really make a Z out of this one, unless it's sideways. We're not doing sideways Z's. So anyways, that's how you get those not mixed up. Negative slope. As x gets bigger, where does a negative slope go? Up or down? Down, down, down. Negative. Down. Below. Sad. Like when you're sad and you're a negative person, your head's down. So anyways, positive. As x gets bigger, a positive line goes up, 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 up. Okay? 4 slopes. Okay. Okay. Who uses slope? Why do we need slope? Where is slope? Have you ever gone skiing? Anyone ever gone skiing?
Yeah. No.
The colors of the mountains, blue, black, black diamond, what are those based off of? The slope of the mountain. The steeper the slope, the harder it is. And so they call it a black diamond when it's the scariest and hardest. Right here. Whoever built this right here, my husband's an architect, so I know these things. There's a building code that says that when you make a wheelchair ramp, it has to be at a certain slope. Because what would happen if they made it too steep?
The people would be like, oh, crazy on the road.
They could fall backwards. That would be unsafe. And then if they didn't make it steep enough, if it was too flat, it would take more materials to make. The person would waste their money. So you don't want it too steep and you don't want it too flat. So slope is really important there. What's this right here? It's a football stadium. Do you think the person who built that needed to know about slope?
Yes.
Absolutely. The slope of the seats, the safety there. Stairs. Anytime you walk upstairs, I bet you do every day in this school, you're walking up a slope. Does anyone play golf? Or played golf before? No, Miss Tammy. Okay, well, slope's important as you're looking at getting the ball in the hole. How is it sloping? Have you ever played Wii golf? Where you, like, Click the number 2 and it shows you how the slope is going.
No.
You're like, Miss Tanton, you're not getting this
I
in.
played the baseball.
Okay, the last one's irrigation, which is not as exciting. But when it rains, is there a part in your yard or a part on the street where you see all the water gathering?
Yeah.
That's due to the slope, right, of the yard, the slope of the streets. Okay. Did I talk about slope enough in the real world?
Yes.
All right. Different ways to find slope. Now, I could give you a graph, and I could ask you to find the slope. And if I gave you this graph, I would want you to first decide if it's positive or negative. So look at that graph. Is your answer going to be positive or negative? It's going down, down, down. Yes, as x gets bigger, it is going down. So we know no matter what, I'm going to put a negative right there. I'm going to put a negative. Okay, so now when I count the slope, what do I do? Bless you. What do I do? First, you have to find 2 points. If they don't give you 2 dots, you have to locate 2 dots. Do you remember from the first unit how we had some postulates? And the postulate said, hey, it takes 2 points to make a line. I even played the song, It Takes Two. It takes 2. Anyways, it takes 2 points to make a line. So you only need 2 points to count the slope. You start at 1 point and then you count. Let's do rise first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what's my run? 1, 2, 3. I rose 8 and I ran 3. You always need to simplify your slope. Can that fraction be simplified? 8/3. Nope. So we keep it like that. Do you change it into a decimal? No. Do you change it into a mixed fraction? No. The slope of that line is negative 8/3. All right. Oh my gosh. What if they give us a line and there's no dots? You find some where it hits perfectly at an intersection. So do y'all see some?
Oh, yeah.
Look at your axes first. Does it hit the x-axis at a pretty number? No, it hits between the 7 and the 8. Does it hit the y-axis at a pretty number?
Yeah.
Yes. Negative 3. Okay, do you see another one? Up 1/2. I don't know if that's a good one. This looks like a good one, though. Do you think that one's a good one? So what is it? Up 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The slope is 2/5. Check your sign. Is it a positive slope? Positive slope. Done. 2/5. End of story. Move on with your life. All right. You won't always be given a graph. Sometimes we're going to give you the coordinates. Yes, the numbers. And you're going to use the formula, just like John said. Very good. So you subtract the y's. You subtract the x's. All right. On your whiteboards, I want you to find the slope of the line that goes through those 2 points. Go. Okay, -2/9 was the answer. You can put the negative out front, you can put the negative in the numerator, or you can put the negative in the denominator. I like it out front the best, but you could have put it anywhere you want. Can you put a negative in both the numerator and the denominator? No. It needs to go in one spot, but I like it out front the best. If you have trouble with this, I would circle my x's and underline my y's, just like we used to do with distance formula and midpoint formula. Okay? So, y minus y over x minus x. On the numerator, you get -2, and on the denominator, you get 9. Swear. I haven't seen her yet.
Okay.
She must be still in her old class. What is this vessel? I'm not sure. Okay, so 2 minus 4 is -2, and 4, what's a minus a negative?
A positive.
Positive. 4 minus -5, so there's our slope. Try number 2. Go.
Got it.
Oh, you already got it? Circle your x's and underline your y's. Y minus y over x minus x. Let's talk about this. -2 minus 0. That's -2. -8 minus 6. That is negative. Oh my goodness, y'all were wrong.
George, I did a bad thing.
What happens to the negatives?
Don't need that way. You got it wrong.
What happens to the negatives? One person. Cancel. They cancel. So we've got 2 over 14. What does that reduce to?
1/7.
So if you had the positive answer, you were right all along.
Oh, I had it.
1/7.
So can you make yay?
The answer was 1/7. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Good job if you had 1/7.
Just I did really bad thing.
Try 4 and 3. Wow. Really? 3 and 4. There you go. Try those. One thing I forgot to say. Let's say your calculator gives you an answer like this.
Nope.
You're never allowed to write that as a slope. Do you know how to convert that to a fraction? Very good. Y'all remember that from last year? Math, enter is your best friend this unit. Every time you get an ugly decimal, math, enter. Yeah, where's your calculator?
Oh, those tools are these.
On number 3, your calculator should have given you an error. Your calculator should have given you an
It
error.
gave me an error. It's not no answer. What is they doing?
There's not no answer. What is it doing? Okay, let's go over it. Circle your x's and underline your y's. 9 minus -5 over 9 minus 9. Do you remember one of the rules of algebra is that you're not allowed to divide by?
2.
A negative
0.
0.
You're not allowed to divide by 0. So I don't care that the numerator is 14. I could care less. It is illegal in math to divide by 0. Going to math jail if you divide by 0. Your calculator will say error. So what's the slope? The slope is not 0. It's not 14. What's the slope?
Negative. Or 0.
Undefined.
That's what I
When
got
you
0.
try to divide by 0, the slope is undefined. Show me what that looks like. This or this? Which one can make a U out of it? Looks like this. The slope is undefined. It's like this line right here. Undefined is the answer. Try number 4. Circle your x's and underline your y's. Tell me what the y's are.
7.
7 and 7. Y minus y over. I could care less, actually, what's in the denominator. What's 7 minus 7?
0.
I'm going to put anything. 0 divided by anything is?
Anything.
Undefined.
0.
Don't go to algebra
Look
class.
me in my eyes and lie to me.
0.
Positive.
0 divided by 10 is 0. 0 divided by 29 is 0. 0 divided by -3 is 0. 0 divided by 1,000 is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. The answer is 0. If you put, I know, it's been a while. Okay. If you, on your quiz, if you put 0, John, hey John, I can't talk over you. I'm not. If you put this on your quiz, that is unsimplified. You need to actually divide it. 0 divided by 21 is 0. The answer here is undefined. The answer here is 0. Let's keep going. Find the slope of a line that crosses the x-axis at 8 and the y-axis at -2. Draw a picture, or you can write the coordinates. Find the slope. It's not a tough question, I promise. You know your x-axis versus your y-axis? Crosses here at 8, and it crosses here at -2. So this is your, just count rise over run here, people. Positive, so your answer better be positive. John, that's an inappropriate use of your whiteboard. That's not simplified. Never give me unsimplified answers. Okay, but it's not negative. Look, it's going up, 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 up. Okay, good. Show me, guys. Hey, guys, how much do you rise? What's the rise from -2 to 0?
Oh.
How many do you rise? 2. How many do you run? That was so easy, Miss Tanton. 2/8 is never the correct answer. You have to simplify. The answer was 1/4. There should have been no complaining about that problem because that was a very easy problem.
You're so hard.
It was so easy. So the slope of this line is 1/4. That was a bad line. All right, you remember this, don't you?
No.
Say it out loud. Say it out loud.
Slope-intercept form.
Slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. And B is the
Y-intercept.
y-intercept. Also, it is also a constant, but we care about it being the y-intercept here. All right. A, John, tell me the slope and tell me the y-intercept. What's the slope? What's the slope? What's the slope?
M.
Now you're just being funny. What's the slope?
7.
We get
Try one more time.
-7.
-7 is the slope. John, what's the y-intercept? 10. Savian, B, what's the slope? 5/3. What's the y-intercept? Beautiful. Yasmin, what's the slope? What's sitting in front of X? Look harder. We're gonna have to talk after class. Alejandro, what's the slope?
-1.
Thank you, sir. What's the y-intercept? Do you see, guys, how there's an understood one here that's not written?
I would have said -X.
See? And that would have been wrong. I'm so glad we went over that. Never. Do you see any X's in this column? Just numbers. Slope doesn't have the letter X in it. Seth, this last one. Oh, I gave you a hard one. I'm sorry. What is the slope? Can't have an X in it.
1/2.
What?
1/2.
Beautiful. The slope is 1/2. There was a 1. There's a 1 in front of that X. You can't see it. It's understood. And Seth, what's the y-intercept? Cool. Very good. Okay, last thing of the day, I promise, is the end. How would I write the equation of that line? You need an M and you need a B.
Alright, so
Let's do the easiest thing first. What's B?
-2.
-2.
Ah,
So put y equals, put a -2 on your board. Okay? First of all, is the slope going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Go ahead and put a negative there. Just to make sure. Okay, rise over run. Rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't you dare put that. Don't you dare put that. Reduce it. Simplify it.
3/2.
If you don't know how to do it, you can do 6 divided by 4. Math, enter. Your calculator can reduce everything. Okay? What did we decide? 3/2. So y equals -3/2 x minus 2 is the equation of the line. You get the rest of class to practice.